Okay, let me see. Can I hear you now?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yay!
Hooray.
Yay!
We did it.
All right. I love your hat, by the way.
Thank you. It was a gift from a local player.
Awesome. What a
Just
great gift.
yeah, I know. Shout out to Bryant Lopez.
Hell yeah.
He's a nice guy. How are you doing today?
Good. Good. Home, safe, not
Yeah.
sick. So,
I like your backdrop of nice paintings and your UFS championship.
oh, it's not nice paintings. That's the mat Keenan won on, and that's the mat I won on.
Oh my
That,
gosh.
yeah, that's Raptor. That's Keenan's foundation. That's his character, and those are the two characters that he won with. And then my character will go here.
Oh, so this is like the champion's corner, right?
Yes. And I'm sitting at our dining table, so this is where guests have to eat.
Hey man, if there's anywhere to flex, it's at the dinner table for
Yeah,
sure. Like
in your own
yeah.
apartment
Yeah,
where you have to come up
as you enjoy this meal I prepared for you.
with. You know how it sucks when there's a lull in dinner conversation and you're like, this is awkward. What do we talk about?
So it's a conversation piece.
Yes.
Nice,
And
nice.
then if you turn this way, those paintings are ones that Keenan's mom did because she's doing a series on alcohol. So it's just full of conversation pieces.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I have to record in my bedroom because that's where I'm quarantined.
Oh,
So
are you?
I've got my Harry Potter poster.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's a conversation piece. J.K. Rowling says some crazy shit now, so
Yeah, she sure does.
I
You're not wrong there.
feel like she's trying to be Mark Hamill, where like when he gets the question, like, was Luke gay? Was Luke trans? He's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
What was Luke to you? Sure, that's what he is.
It
She's
sounds
trying to have that vibe, but she's not. She's
right.
fucking.
I can't. I'm not intelligent enough to comment on it. I just think it's fun. I think
Yeah,
it's funny. You know,
I still
like
love Harry Potter more than life. I just
that's
watch
why
all
it's
of
on.
it.
That's why it's on my wall. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. um. But yeah, I think she's there's a great video. Was it Lindsay Sterling did a video about um death of the author and how hard it is to say that the author has truly died in the age of
Social media.
social media.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's like the French thing, right?
Yeah.
Le mort du auteur or something like that, right? Where once the work is finished, the author is dead, right? And it's supposed to be
Mhm.
in the interpretation of the audience, and
Yeah.
now authors are too invested in their work; they want to change every little thing.
Well, now we can, it's not even that, it's that people can access them from anywhere in the world at any point in the day and be like, what's the answer to this question?
Right, right. I
And
I I had a really fun conversation about Death of the Author with one of my friends about uh Tim Keefe 2 specifically, right? About how
yeah.
like everyone's convinced that the character is way overbearing, but Tim Keefe 2 is like, no, they're not using it right, so therefore it is still fine, right?
Yeah, no, you're wrong. I love you, Tim. You're wrong. It's very overbearing. It doesn't matter if you're using it right or not.
Yeah, and to be fair, just because Tim Keefe can beat it doesn't mean that it's not
Yeah.
wrong, right?
Yeah.
But there's a UFS equivalent. I mean, is that going to happen to Ashley Fullerton One Dot, right?
I
Is it
don't know.
going
I don't know.
to?
Ashley Fullerton One Dot's going to be.
Oh, you still haven't gotten there yet?
Now,
Oh
I
boy.
have like a rough draft and then I'm going to wait until like closer to the time so I can look at the last couple sets and be like, did these symbols actually work? Did these abilities actually work? Did they get better or worse over time? And then we'll go from there.
Okay. So that was actually one of my questions I was going to ask you is that, how is the champion card playtesting going? And what kind of character are you trying to make? Are you trying to make like a meta guy, gal, a creative gal, or
It's
like?
gender neutral. That's all right.
Okay.
I don't know. I know I want to be a seven-hander because I like playing seven-handers, and that's kind of what I got.
Hmm.
Um, like I know my play style that I like to do is like play good defense, wait, play good defense, wait, play good defense, wait, and then draw a kill turn and be like, now I will kill you from the beginning.
Ah,
I will
yes, this is
overwhelm
my
you with
slap.
12 attacks. So I don't know, something that draws that plays into that. Who the hell knows? Not me.
Okay, so what if your character just sculpted for 10 years?
Yeah, I mean that would be fine. That would be
Yeah.
ideal.
A lot of avenues you can go. I can see why you're having trouble.
Yeah.
and I don't know how I would do it because nobody does until they have to do it, right?
Exactly. And things change all the time. Like Toguro Brothers happened and now everything is different. So
yeah, death decks don't feel great to play against when you're doing meme shit. When you're like, I'm gonna do some cool combo for my staging area.
No, you're not allowed. You're
not allowed. We're gonna play 4 hunts and 4 Toguro Brothers and 4 of Match Made in Hell and fuck you.
Yeah. The very first like just little piddly locals tournament I went to after Toguro got released, I brought, I don't know, like Fire Raptor or some shit because I was still trying to play with it. And like my first matchup, I knew Toguro Brothers existed, so I waited until I had 2 shamans down. Shaman pitched my hand, and he was like, nah, we're going to blow that up. And I was like, all right, other shaman. He was like, nah, second Toguro. And I scooped up my cards and went, I'm done with this match.
Oh my god. Wow, that man was rewarded for having -2 hand size for an inordinate amount of time.
Oh, like, yes. Because I'm sitting here with no hand and 19 life. Like, well, fuck me then.
Yeah, I mean, I will admit that I won the PTC I won because of Toguro Brothers. Like, I played into Cassandra, who could have sat there and just been like,
yeah,
I'll just be here for an hour. And then she used Symphony of the Deep and discarded 7 cards, and I Toguro'd, and he had no answer. So that man had 0 cards in his hand. And it was Cassandra, so he still blocked 3 times the next turn.
Of course.
You know, just stuff like that. So I'm not guiltless in this conversation.
And this Toguro meta.
The Toguro, the world of Toguro. Oh boy. Well, how's the quarantine? You said you had to sanitize before coming on.
So I work in a hospital.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would explain it.
Yeah. So I had gotten home and you know, I do the like get home immediately, like shower and then like sanitize my phone and my laptop because I do my consults on my laptop now. So patients don't come into my office anymore.
Right.
Yeah. But luckily I'm in the interventional radiology department and we do like imaging guided procedures and not a lot, like of all of the things that I am qualified to do, which is like 20 procedures, one of them is something that patients with COVID are going to regularly need. So my exposure.
If it's radiology, you're probably not even in the room for a lot of it anyway.
Well, so interventional radiology, I'm actually in the room like stabbing the patient with various items.
Oh, excellent.
Yes. And then the doctors, we have 2 doctors, 3 doctors at a time that will go in and actually also stab patients, and then the rest are reading things in rooms, not getting infected.
Well, I hope you stay safe.
Yeah, so far because my department's like pretty away from the rest of the hospital, and you know it's like a very niche kind of thing. My exposure has been pretty low. I'm just still in the hospital, so I still try to not bring germs home with me.
Right. Well, I'll just reiterate: stay safe.
Thank you. We're trying. I mean, plus side, I get to leave the apartment. Keenan, how long has it been since you left the apartment?
It's been 10 million years.
10 million years.
Well, the plus side is I get to do videos like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, working from home. Everybody working from home has been pretty nuts. So, okay. Well,
all right.
Let's talk about the lead into the event. What drew you to Raptor?
So I really like the idea of Flash. Like when I first learned about it, and I still feel like I'm a relative UFS newbie because most Atlantans where I live have been playing for like a decade or more. But when I started playing, the only Flash character was Miska. That was bad, but I didn't even touch that. Then the first or second, I think second set that came out after I started playing was Platinum, which is Shadow Man. And I was like, ooh, I can make Flash work. And spoiler alert, he's terrible, and I couldn't make Flash work.
Yeah, he's not great.
Yeah. And my like UFS Achilles heel, I feel like, is that I don't have the brain space to remember every card that's ever been printed and what they do and what their stats are and what symbols are. So when the pre-release came out for Street Fighter versus Darkstalker, I didn't even look at Raptor's stuff. I was just like, ooh, a Flash character, that looks fun. So I drafted him, and then I got 9 copies of Leg Shredder and like 6 copies of Feels Good to Be Bad, and I still only came in 4th at the draft because other people also did fun things. But I was like, this is fantastic. I've got to keep playing this.
Right. I remember Akuma being the big winner at that pre-release event. And
I
our
think
locally, we had like 4 Akumas and they were the top 4.
I think I know Keenan won. I think he was playing Lilith, maybe.
Oh,
Gil. But playing
Gil.
like that one Lilith card that like could re-ready itself forever. Or what was it?
Like, it was playing Morgan cards that were just like
I don't
a
know.
bunch of speed damage.
But you gotta. This is important. Did he play? Did he draft all the copies of the Gil card that does not add towards progressive or doesn't look at progressive?
No, he
because
didn't.
On purpose, because all the other guild players did, and so I made all their attacks slow, and they couldn't do shit to mine.
He was preying on the meta. Oh man,
Yes.
that sounds like
He
a key.
looked into it with
Yeah,
like strategy, and I rolled into it like, Alabama. I woke up 3 hours ago. Where am I?
right. I mean, and that's the sort of, if I were showing up to an event and I didn't know what anything did, I'd be like, hey, this character uses stuff that ignores your stuff.
Yeah.
That's,
And I think that's why I liked Flash, because again, I can't remember what every card in the world does, and so that one takes away half of the things.
mm-hmm.
So I only have to pay attention to half of the things at any point.
So the flip side of this conversation is that there are plenty of people who think Raptor is still the most broken thing in the format.
He is
And are
no
like,
longer the most broken thing in the format.
okay, I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm just saying that there's still people who are like, he ignores a pivotal part of UFS.
Yeah.
And that's unhealthy. What would you say to those people?
So what I would say to those people is that I have to format my deck in a theoretical world where I'm currently playing Raptor to be half stuff that will work on my turn and half stuff that will work on your turn, because all the stuff that interacts with Flash is also kind of dead on your turn.
Right.
So you do have to play that splitsies, and like we were talking about before the interview officially started, Toguro is a whole thing now. Like he doesn't turn off Raptor. The only thing that really turns Raptor completely off is Bang, because his breaker is a static, and so Stop does some things, but not all the things. But yeah, so I still have to be very careful with what I'm doing with my deck.
Yeah, I think, I mean, 19 health is not a lot.
It's not.
It's not in a world of more than one 4 mid-8 throw,
Yeah. If he didn't have that breaker ability, I don't think he'd be played.
No, of course not. So you liked him at the pre-release, and
Yes.
even though you didn't win the pre-release, you're just like, this character's awesome. And so what happened from there?
So from there, I did a thing that I often do. I hit a UFS slump where I was just like, you know what? I don't care about UFS anymore. I don't want to. I don't want to play UFS anymore. But just like the whiny, like writhing around on the couch version of I don't want to play UFS anymore.
Right.
And I tried to build Raptor after the pre-release, and I put in like every Miska card, and then every Raptor card, and then some other cards that looked good. And then I sat there on my 99 card Raptor deck, and I was like, I don't know what to pare down. I don't know how to pare down things. UFS Ultra is hard. I don't know what the meta is. And so after listening to me whine like this for a while, Keenan, the day of an actual locals tournament, just put together my 99 card Raptor and put it in my hand and said, play this. So I did. And that's actually kind of my default way to build decks now, because I realized very quickly, like, oh, this card sucks. I don't want to play it anymore. Or I should cut so I can get to this card because this card's really good. And from there, just like I spent months, like probably easily 6 months before Worlds 2019, just pairing and being like, this is good, I should do this, or this, I don't think this is as good as I want, I should cut it down or cut it out, and just trying small, minute differences until I had the deck going into Worlds.
Well, the Worlds deck definitely looks like I'll say it's a done deck, right?
Yeah.
Like I think the ratios in there are pretty much as good as they get. I think that the numbers for foundations look like it's tight, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
How long do you think it took you to get from your 90 card that list that Keenan gave you? And
3-4 months probably. I mean, we went from 90 to like 70 almost immediately, just because like I knew like this I
of
forget what
course, of course.
called the Miska card that's like a 4/3 that's you block this, you discard a card and it's got no block on it.
Not Concussion Blast, but the other one.
The other one. Yeah, very quickly I was like, this does nothing. Every time I see this, I want to throw it at the wall. Right. And then things like Dust in the Wind was still legal at the time. I was like, I need all the copies of Dust in the Wind so I can block and breaker people.
Were there any other decks that you were playing at the time, or were you just like, nah, I'm playing Raptor?
No, I was a Raptor only person for a very long time. I think the Atlanta group got very annoyed with me actually showing up to locals.
All right, cool. So what made Raptor so good at that event? What apart from how well you played, of course, you know, like, but what, like you would have brought this regardless, right? But there's always a meta consideration. Like in retrospect, why do you think you did so well?
So I think one of the things which surprised me a lot was so many people that I sat down against or just talked to in between rounds said, yeah, I've never played against a Raptor, or no, I know, or like, I know what he does, but I haven't played against him very much. So I just wasn't prepared for what he was going to do to me.
Holy smokes.
I know. And he's so good that people kept saying that. I was like, am I just having like the weird 1% experience here where like only the people I talk to or have this experience? But it's one of those things where if you don't know he's there and you don't build around the fact that there's going to be half the game where you don't have enhances and you don't think about that beforehand when you're sculpting your hand or building your foundations, you can get run over pretty quick if you don't think think beforehand about which foundations you're committing, so that you don't give my Hurricane of Deaths extra fuel by committing your foundations that you've used already, but they're really high diff.
Right.
It's going to set you up for a bad time.
Yeah. Well, that explains like maybe the first 4 rounds of Swiss, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But eventually you're going to hit the wall, right? That is like rounds 5 through 7, and then top cuts, right? You can maybe skate by playing the people who showed up to the event like, this is my first USF event and I'm having fun. But you got the top cuts, and you played against Mark Tyner, correct?
Yes, I did.
In top 8, top 16, I don't know who you played.
So top 16, I played against, I can't remember his name. He got in with Reptile. So I played against Alex.
I'm sorry, that's Jeremy Johnston. No,
all right, I played against someone. I'm getting false information over here. Who was playing Reptile. Reptile is just really, really, he matches into Raptor really badly because I played 4+0 breaker 2 mid blocks that I could pick up whenever I wanted if I had a shaman down.
Right. Yeah, I can see that being a poor matchup for poor Reptile. Okay. But then top 8 you played?
Top 8 I played Phil Birch, who was playing Jetta. It was a Slobberknockers match. Both of us knew exactly what the other person's deck was going to do. Right. Both of us blew up foundations. I think none of the 2 rounds went past turn 3, and both times we ended with 2 foundations apiece, I think.
That sounds accurate. Accurate. Yeah. I mean, and Phil's a killer, aggressive sort of playstyle player. Yeah, he's very good at that. And you know, Jetta's banned and Raptor is not. So the fact that you overcame that, right? You know.
Well, Jetta got so much more foundation denial as time went by, and Raptor's foundation denial is still just, hey, a random card you've committed, blow that up once per round. Or once per full both people have a turn.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm memeing. I just like jabbing at Phil Birch, but
yeah.
And then top 4 you played against Mark Tyner. He was playing Shinnok, right?
Yeah.
And then you played against Rich Svoboda playing Cat to Cage, right?
Yes.
Like I would not describe that as you luck sacking your way to a
No,
character
I
card.
don't think I did. I think the other big thing is that it was the specific wording of Healed by a Shaman, which was not draw a card, it was add a card to your hand. And at the time, there was plenty of card draw hate, but I think the only piece of add card to hand hate that actually showed up at Worlds was Venomous.
Right.
And I probably encountered 2 people that were actually playing it, the Reptile player and then Tim Keefe. So there was not a lot of meta, like very widespread throughout the meta ways to stop me from drawing up a hand, looking down at my shaman and going, all right, now I'm going to kill you.
Right. And even if that's also on the board, right? As opposed to like a Tagura Brothers, where if you saw somebody with a Venomous, you're just like, okay, I'm just not going to shaman until I have 2 of them, right?
Right. I'm not going to shaman until I have 2 of them, or I was off-symboling spiders, so until I see the spiders in my hand that I can hit it. When Tim Keefe was playing Lilith, he sealed one of my attacks to make it non-flash. I had a bang in hand, so I banged the Venomous. Until there's some way I can get around this. Whereas Taguro is a surprise, screw your plan.
Oopsies, I drew this blue card.
You've already discarded your hand. Now what are you going to do?
Well, speaking of the oh my gosh, where's this? There it is. Speaking of the Hunt for Spiders and Dragons, in our matchup, that card was very, very relevant and pushed the limit. I remember every time I've ever seen that card, I've been like, this card does nothing. It's so terrible. And then I played against Ashley fucking Fullerton, and I was like, I play 4 telekinetic masteries. I'm going to destroy this Raptor. I think we paired me into you in that, and I was like, I play so many TK masteries. I played against Raptor so much, but nobody played Push the Limit or off-symboled Hunt for Spiders and Dragons because everybody was playing Air. Everyone was playing Air because
Air was the symbol at the time.
Yeah. And I didn't get to resolve a TK mastery in either of the games we played because of Push the Limit, and then you cited in those hunts, right?
Yeah.
So I will say probably the tech. I think that pushed it over limit was having those considerations for the things that do things to you, right? Ninja Outcast, incredible.
Oh, Ninja Outcast was aside from Raptor specific support, probably the most important foundation in that deck.
Oh yeah, dude. That card is so crazy. And it's slept on even now. Like it cancels any weapon, right? People are like,
everything now.
I'm going to play, people have been saying like, I'm going to play 4 copies of Soul Calibur, but then they're like, I play Evil and don't play Ninja Outcast.
No.
Question mark.
If you live in a world where you can play Ninja Outcast and you can also play Dark Side of Karma.
Oh boy.
I know, you just look down at your board and say, what do you want to do today? No matter what the answer is.
No, not doing it. You're not doing it.
I'm so glad you brought up Push the Limit, specifically because Keenan and I have gone back and forth on this card since I started playing, where I was like, this is a great card. And he was like, this is a terrible card. And I was like, no, it's a great card. And that card came in so handy that entire weekend. That card is maybe the only way I ever beat a Goro, because I would force him to flip all his foundations and then he can pick up what he wants, and now I don't die.
Oh, that's funny. I remember you saying that you didn't want to play Shane, actually. I do recall this, because he's playing Goro, right? I remember in top 8, I remember you being like, oh God, please search Svoboda, please.
I would not have this belt if I'd played against Shane that day.
Man, I don't know. I don't know about that. I think that it's not as bad as you're maybe saying it is.
Well, Shane's Goro was insane.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so if he had been playing run-of-the-mill Goro, it would have been a bad matchup, but maybe I could have pulled it off. But I watched his match against Richard, and I was just sitting there going, please, Richard, win. Please, for the love of God, Richard, please pull this off. Please, Jesus.
I hear you. But even so, I think that you can shoot out 40 damage fast enough. Or do the Ashley Fullerton, right, and build for 7 turns, you know?
Yes.
And be able to defend effectively. I think you could have had it even then.
The problem is with Goro, you look at me with my 19 entire life and you not really giving a shit about Breaker, because how many cards are you actually going to play and you're not going to block anything. And you say, cool, how fast can I mill and keep picking up, what is it, the Goro throw that you get damage for every 5 diff attack in your discard pile?
Oh, Shokan Grab.
Yeah, there's only so many Aphidophobias I had in my deck.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I was going to be dead.
One interesting and fun thing I immediately thought of when I wanted to when Keenan was like, "Hey, put Ashley on," I was like, "Yes, I wanted to." You were on my list, by the way, already.
Thank you.
I was going to reach out to you anyway, but is that you played all 3 of Raptor symbols, right? Which goes beyond like, oh, this is a really good character, and I'm going to just get ride this train until it stops, right?
Yeah.
That's like, I love this character. I love this character, and I love experimenting with this character, right?
Yeah.
Like every like character I've like fallen in love with, I've played all 3 of their symbols just because I can't get enough of this, and I want to see all the crazy shit I can do with the character.
Oh yeah,
right?
And there's so much fun shit.
Yeah, I mean, like this little list, you had 4 Jagged Barrage, that's what I wanted to do with Raptor.
Listen, Jagged Barrage. I found that card and I went, this is going to be awesome. I've never heard of this card before. I had to buy copies of it because we didn't have any.
Well, it's okay because it was like $1 or something like that, right?
It very much was.
Yeah, I'm sure it still is. But yeah, I mean, but there's so many things that you can do with Raptor off the fire symbol that are so much fun. Like I know that you. Oh no, you did play Bonsai Enthusiast. Fuck yeah, dude.
Of course I
Fuck
do.
yeah,
Jagged
dude.
Barrage and Raptor and
Oh
not play Bonsai Enthusiast.
Yeah, that's so much fun. It's like Breaker 5, right?
So it's Breaker 5. I have Breaker 7 someone before. Never got to Breaker 9 someone. That felt obsessive.
Oh, it's so much fun, dude. Rory, who Keenan played his dad in the last week in the Legendary Wolf Games tournament.
Yeah.
Rory played my Fire Raptor at our PTC, at the Davy PTC, and the one thing I wanted to get across to him was that he needed to beat someone over the head with a Breaker 5 and like wait for someone to go, what are you doing? Excuse me?
I played against a Gil shortly before Slidell when I was like just getting Fire Raptor tested out, getting a sea legs, and in the same turn I Breaker 5'd him, and he was so angry. Ooh. And then I forget what card I had in there. The Dimitri card that's like a commit to cancel a speed fluctuation.
Is this Never Stumbles?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I Never Stumbles him, and then canceled something with Showtime, re-readied it with removing a Shredder, and then he tried to Gill again his next attack, and I Never Stumbled him again. And he was like, you can't do that again. After he pushed through the Breaker 5, I was like, I think I'm going to play this deck.
Oh, so this is before Black Bear Diner came out.
Yes.
I shoved Shishio and I shoved Black Bear Diner in that deck so that he could reuse Bonsai Enthusiast after you flip them.
That's amazing.
It's super fun, dude. Because it's defensively, right? So if they get past the Breaker 4 or Breaker 5s that you throw out, you're just like, I'm going to do that again, dude. Oops. I guess I'm doing it again. And this list, I will note again, it also still has 3 push the limit, which I'm gonna call the Ashley Fullerton special.
I love it. I would love for that to be what I'm known for. Yeah, making push the limit good.
Yeah, 3 push the limit. That's the spice. That's the spice right there.
I love Jagged Barrage too because in conjunction with Healed by a Shaman, when someone plays an attack and then you pick it up, you can see their eyes when they look down at your Bonsai Enthusiast and they go, "Oh, this is the last attack I'm going to play this turn."
Yeah. The old oh no.
Although it's way more fun when they don't realize what Jagged Barrage is. And then you get that look later.
Oh yeah. Like wait. This has what on it? Did you say Breaker 2 and Breaker 1? What do you mean? Oh
wait, did you say Breaker 2 and Breaker 3?
And then the other hand of this is the most nuts I've ever had, the most fun I've had playing the fire deck is I drew like 4 foundations and 2 Jagged Barrages and went first.
Oh yes.
And I was like, oh, this is the time. Yes. This is the time. And I built 4 and he built 4 and I was like, Kerchow, baby! And I got to respond and give them both damage. It was, oh my God, it was so much fun.
So my favorite time playing Jagged Barrage that way was I had gone first. I drew up. I saw the Jagged Barrage in my hand. The other things in my hand were a Showtime and 2 Captain's Discontents.
Oh
So,
no! Oh no!
I'm sorry. I was playing second. So he built. I
Right.
built. And then he's Yamato Man. So he played something. I blocked it. And then I breakered him. So he built an additional 4. And I was like,
Oh.
cool, Jagged Barrage, and then 2 damage, and then 2 from Captains, and then 2 from Captains, and then 3 from Showtime, and this is now 11 damage, and you're not allowed to block it. He looked down at his life total and looked at Jagged Barrage and was like, well, fuck.
Right. You thought Vengeance of the Fallen Angel was a beating. Let me introduce you to Jagged Barrage. Oh, that's wonderful. I don't know, but they only walk into it once, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do it the first game.
Yeah.
And then they never do it again.
You catch them once, but the flip side is this: you're playing a kind of foundation control deck where now they don't want to build 4 on turn 1.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
the thing about Raptor is that he often had the most trouble with 7-handers because you don't care if I blow up your stuff, and you don't care if I breaker you because you're just gonna commit more foundations to play around it. So the nice thing about having Jagged Barrage in there was you don't want to take 7 unblockable damage, so you have to temper the amount of foundations that you build, and I can still pull ahead a little bit.
Oh yeah, I mean I will say that the chief complaint I have playing the game is playing any 5-hander into Lord Raptor. That feels bad sometimes, man. Especially if you go second.
So many 5-handers now are not 5-handers. Jackie is not a 5-hander.
Okay, I'll
Gil
say
is
actual
not a 5-hander.
Actual 5-hand size. Like
Is Gil banned?
Gil's banned. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's banned.
I knew Jetta was banned.
Gil's out of there.
And Yoshimitsu is nowhere near a 5-hander. Yoshimitsu is the bane of my existence.
Okay. That's like the 5+, right? They're plus-sized 5-handers. Right?
Yes.
Like Yoshimitsu is not really a 5-hander. Gil wasn't. Jetta is not even really a 6-hander either, because he's always drawing an extra card on both turns essentially. So, but I'm saying like
a honest to goodness 5-hander.
Yeah. Like this is. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna be a beefy boy, like play a Byakko or something like that, and you're like, oh man, I went second against Raptor or Jetta or something like that. Like not having a good time. Yeah. Even like when I played Kuwabara, and I played Kuwabara in teams last year, even that doesn't feel great. Like I could play in the Jetta all day, but Raptor's tough for Kuwabara because he just gives it speed and moves on with his day.
Yeah.
Although
a lot of Raptor's stuff, at least when I was playing Air, a lot of his stuff was like puny base damage. But the flip side to that is if Kuwabara starts committing his foundations, I'm going to start blowing them up. So,
well, here's the. I don't think you ever, when I was playing Gil, I don't think one time you ever gave an attack damage from Raptor himself. Like
probably not, because at the time,
like you had mind triggers and things like that. Yeah, I think.
And now that,
yeah. Go ahead.
So now that, like, since I retired Air, because been there, done that, not having mind trigger, I've had to add damage more with Raptor because I can't just freely be like 3 mind triggers, put some triggers.
Ooh, I made 3 checks. Ooh. Yeah, but then I know you've played the death version of the deck because that was sort of the. I mean, when I don't know if people were playing Spirit Gun in that character. Were they playing Spirit Gun in that character?
Some people were. I think I don't remember what that deck was. I played that deck on a whim. I might have had Spirit Shotgun in there.
Oh. So I have a Death Raptor right now, and I'm gonna send it to you because I want the Queen Raptor herself to give the stamp of approval. I put 4 Downward Spiral in that deck.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
And it kills people because Raptor Cracker's low, Hurricane of Death is low.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, right, you're taxing their hand just by attacking them. You don't need the Void Enhance. And you give it 2 speed. It doesn't need more damage. It's like
Raptor is phenomenal in that you can hand sculpt until you have 5 attacks in hand, whether you have a shaman or not. So
yeah. And
I'll discard your hand a little bit, and then I'll just kill you.
So speaking of shaman, by the way, the most fun part of Downward Spiral in Raptor is that you play it and then you discard your hand. and now it's got plus X damage from you discarding all
Oh
those
my,
extra
that's
foundations.
phenomenal. I love it.
It's super fun, and you just pick up like a leg shredder or something like that to block with, or like finish them up at the end of the
That
thing.
sounds super fun.
Yeah,
The one symbol that I could never like have a heart connection with was death. Every time I built Death Raptor, I was like,
yeah, it
this
feels
is
a
what I
little
want
dirty.
to do.
Feels a little
Yeah,
dirty to play
yeah.
Death. I think in general, as somebody who won a PTC playing a Death deck in current UFS, feels dirty. It feels dirty to be able to play Spirit Shotgun and everything else that Death gives you. Tukerer Brothers and oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's a great symbol. I just would build it and then be like, oh no, I have 30 high blocks. I'm bored with this.
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
I can feel that Death is not Ashley's favorite Raptor symbol.
No.
But you had to complete the trifecta, and I appreciate that you did that.
I did. I tried to play Death twice. I played my version of Death at Nats, and I went, and then I played Keenan's version of Death Raptor at Worlds, and I did better.
But did you have fun with it?
I had so much fun with it. It was
There you go.
great.
That's what really matters. That's what matters.
I genuinely love playing Raptor. I feel like until he rotates, there's always going to be a point where I'm bored with what I'm doing, and I'm just going to play Raptor again.
Right. Like you played Samina in teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
You played Samina in teams, and then the next day you're like, "How will I play Raptor?"
Because I had not fully tested Sungmina, and I'd never somehow played Sungmina against an Earth deck, and then I got paired into all the Earth decks and teams, and I realized that just by your expression, you can see where I'm going.
Oh, I know exactly where you're going. Overly dramatic is a beating.
It's not even just overly dramatic. There were points where I was like, overly dramatic, and also pink gi, and also the bell card that unflips your overly dramatics. And I was like, well,
no.
I'm playing a blank 5-hander, and this feels bad.
Yeah, I was playing 7-hand size Sungmina. I was playing Quan Chi, so I understand the feeling. When I for when I played in Davy, I played into 4 Earth decks, and I took out Sungmina character cards for actions in all of those.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just like
Every
I'm not
time.
yeah like I think I kept it in one matchup because I wanted to bait out the overly dramatic or something like that, but it was a galaxy brain reason. Like it probably didn't even matter at the end of the day. Like
Yeah.
like I understand, like that's the biggest reason why I won't touch Samina, even though I've had a bunch of like cool lists that I toyed with. It's just because you could play into somebody who's playing one of those 3 very good symbols, right? And
you're done.
Yeah, it's just I paired poorly, I guess, and you won because of that. Yeah, I will say that I got dumpstered by a Sungmina like round 6, was it at Worlds? He like turn 1 ice dragon me in 2 of our 3 games. It was no fun.
I got dumpstered playing Raptor in singles in I think my last round. And I looked at it. We built, Keenan and I built all the top 16 decks after, so we could just throw them at each other and see what the meta was. And I don't know if he did this against me, but he's playing a bunch of power cycles. He never used them, and I spent the whole match going, "What the hell are you using those power cycles for?"
Yeah, I flipped those every time I saw them because I was like, I know what you're fucking doing.
No,
I know what you're
I was
doing.
the dumbass going, "What is this? What is this terrible Remulus card?"
Oh no, it's dirty in that deck, man.
Yeah, I saw the deck list after the fact, and I went, "Ooh,
yeah,
I got it."
Yeah, that was probably the saltiest I've ever been in an event because I spent the previous 3 rounds getting turn 1'd, and he also turn 1'd me. And then in game 3, he like his kill turn, he had like 2 foundations. He was like, fuck it. And he went in with like I think it was the Ice Dragon, and then he nutcrackered, and I had the low block, and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, I'll block it. And I forgot it went to his hand, but I was like, no way he's going to do it again. He has 2 foundations. And he goes, nutcracker again. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll take 8. And then he plays Meteor on a 7, checks his 6, taps his character or something like that. And he's like, hey, I have 2 assets, powerful 8. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, powered him. I saw the list because I was like, man, he must have been playing a low attack count, and I saw it, and he was running like 15. So if I were him, I would have done the exact same thing. Like,
yeah.
I forget that guy's name.
I was like,
yeah,
sweet.
I understood it. I think that was a really intelligent call. I think that list was sweet, and I'm sorry if I was salty. You know me. I don't think I get like mad at the game. I think I can count on like 2 fingers the amount of times I've been actually legitimately mad. But after that one, I needed to go take a walk. I was just like, whew. And then immediately afterwards, I played him the Nightmare, which is the worst because he also turn 1 beat all 3 games.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, but at that point, I was just like, I'm done. This is fine.
Nightmare was like the only thing that I got paired into that worked for me as Sungmina because bring this back to my hand. All right, I'll remove it from the game.
Yes. Well, I thought that was a good because I played some Minas in my deck as well. I think that Quan Chi normally does really well, but when a guy draws 3 Izuna drops, like I can't interact at that point. Like I'm just gonna take 4 twice every turn until I die. Mm-hmm. And starting from turn 0, right? You're just like, I went first. Izuna drop. Okay. Izuna
drop. What a good card.
What a card. Yeah. Which is also got 2 of Raptor symbols, by the way. That card is nuts in Raptor, dude. Especially if you get to that magic 9 health point. Oh, man. 3 high 8? Block it. I dare you. No momentum for you.
So,
damn. What a Chad card.
Izuna drop actually, and shout outs forever to Clinton Thomas, who is the other Raptor player at Worlds in 2019, who was the #1 Raptor player all day until the last round. Until the last round. Izuna drop was what won me that match because I think he had it inside or I played more copies of it so I saw it earlier, but Raptor v Raptor Izuna drop is the card you want because
Wait, was that your last round?
That was my last round. It was
played
Raptor
the mirror. Oh my god!
And whoever wins gets to go to tops.
I didn't know this. That is awesome. That is okay. Actually, I'm convinced that it had nothing to do with skill, and this was just your destiny to win that Worlds. Like it was
I've never even top 16 before. I'd never like top 8'd. I'd won like a local series because I actually just showed up and got a lot of points for like being there. I'd never done anything UFS well before. It just the stars aligned. My deck was on fire the whole weekend. Every play I made, I was like the Zach Galifianakis meme with the numbers.
Right.
Now I'm in retirement, and I'm just going to lose forever.
I doubt that. I doubt that very, 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 very seriously. I mean, like, I remember Goose was a local player. He's one of my usual teammates. He came up to me and he was like, I just got dumpstered by some Liu Kang player. And he told me what it was, and then you came up to me, and because he was talking about the one check. What's the turbocharge or something like that? Yeah, turbocharge. He was like, I got dumpstered by turbocharged Liu Kang. And then you were explaining this to me, and I made the connection. I was like, oh.
But to be fair,
so I think
was the one that talked me into putting turbocharge in my deck.
I'm just saying that I don't think you've been Keenan's girlfriend in like years, okay? And I don't think you're ever going to get relegated to. I won't say relegated because being Keenan's girlfriend is probably a sweet deal. Okay.
Oh, it's awesome. It's fantastic. UFS and otherwise.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I'm just saying that you can rest on your laurels just fine.
Oh yeah, just fine. I will just throw out there at World this year there was a player who runs a shop in Orlando who was coming around and talking about like it was trying to like pre-interview people that he thought might get the top 16, and he interviewed me. What a chump. Because but he asked me, just tell me about like some of your favorite matches in 2019 when I won. And the match anecdote I gave him was our match in teams.
Oh, thank you.
Because it was awesome. It was the most like slobber knockers. We'll both go completely all in, realize that we are out of resources and somehow live to see another day kind of match.
So I think you were on, was it the Gal treatment?
Yeah.
I saw that interview, and I'm going to tell you, I had a totally different takeaway from that match. I was devastated. I was like, I have never been so obliterated, right? I was so confident going into
real
Lord Raptor.
Run for my money.
I felt like I thank you for that perspective, right? But during the game, I was like, man, she has answers for everything. She's just she read me so well. And then when I remember seeing that interview, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
No, it was not as bad as I thought.
Okay,
that was a whole to do.
All right, because I didn't live it down like the entire day because that was you guys I think were like the singles Swiss champs, right? You were Swiss
We
champs
were.
during teams,
We were.
and we were on a roll into that point. Obviously, we were both 3-0 or something
Yeah.
like that at that point.
Yeah.
So, and after that, we lost like 2 straight and tied the last one. So we didn't have a time. So I was like, oh man, I ruined the mood or something like that.
No.
But yeah, I appreciated you saying such nice things about me in that match, because I had fun. I had fun, but it was from like the looking into the fishbowl from outside, like you know, like wow, this is really cool. How hard I'm getting just shot. Yeah.
That's how I felt playing against Sam Tate this year. And that's why I picked up his deck specifically, because
Right.
I got womboed so hard. But every time he did anything, I was like, that's really cool. I want to do that. What is that you're doing?
Oh, by the way, Sam Tate messaged me that morning because he built that deck that day. Like he was like, hey dude, do you have any like evil cards I can borrow? And I was like, yeah, sure, dude. And I pulled up my Morgan list, which I don't know if you see my Morgan deck, but it is not good. I had like,
I figured that by the fact that you called it a Morgan deck.
Oh yeah.
Is it awesome? Okay.
It's fun. It is very fun. It's been my pet deck for a while, but it's not great. Like it's funny. It's funny. But he went through it and he was like, I'll take these 4 Tagura brothers. And I was like, sure, dude. And he took them and he ran with it. And then he came back to me the next day, and I had forgotten that he borrowed the cards, which thank God he's a sweetheart and he gave them back.
Right.
It was like, hey, dude, thanks for letting me borrow these Tagura brothers. And I was like, oh, shit, Sam Tate.
Thank you for all of the money you've just
yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, but I think it's awesome that he built it that day, right? Like that's a fun.
So good.
Yeah, it's fun. I guess Garrison, I forget Garrison's last name.
He played Shinnok with a very similar list, and Keenan played against him.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that deck is funny. Personally, when I saw Hellfire Impalement, I was like, I'll put 10 bad checks in and I'll draw 2 sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because that's what a rational person does, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I love that these guys just came out and they're like, no, the entire attack lineup is bad checks.
How far can I lean into this?
Yeah. And it's brilliant, dude. It just works. It goes.
So
it just goes. You said that you played the list since then. I played the list since then. I'm drawing 7 or 8 like every time I play that enhanced.
See, I find that I get like a really even spread of like sometimes I'll draw 2 and sometimes I'll draw 10. And
yeah. I've seen it draw 1 a single time, right?
I have drawn 0 once.
Ooh.
I know. And I was just sitting there looking at the rest of my deck like, you're
like, oh no. Yeah, I have definitely done that where I was like, it's like 10 and like 8 of them are 6 checks and I'm like, oh no.
Oh no. This is going to affect my plan from now on.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I could see that happening. And in that deck, that I remember Garrison came up to me because he's such a chatterbox, right? And he came up to me and was like, "Dude, I let's partied and I went through my deck and there were no bad checks in there." And I was like, "Oh wait, I have 12 cards in my hand. I can play all of these." And you know, like it's so wonderful to see a man that happy about to just swing face.
Oh yeah, I was rooting so hard for Garrison that day. I really would have loved to see him take it home.
Yeah.
Although, congratulations, Mark Tyner. I'm so happy you won. You're great.
I mean, Tyner's a fun dude.
Oh yeah.
I
played against him 2019. He was awesome.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a pleasure to play against in any context, whether it be like a professional environment where you're playing in a tournament or just casuals. Like casual playing with Mark Tyner is so much fun. Like
I got to casual play him afterwards. We were doing some play testing for Jasco, and he sat down, and I was like, oh, fuck, I haven't played non-flash anything. Please be nice to me. I haven't done this in a long time. I just played Raptor at Worlds again.
And I'm sure he was just like let me see if I can make the Tyner face.
Yeah, it's pretty spot on. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be singing and stuff. Just a funny dude. I mean, Shane will do that too. Actually, a segue into Shane Duckworth playing UFS is the funniest shit. I don't know. Have you ever played against Shane in a tournament?
Yes. I've never been so thoroughly beaten so cordially.
Yeah, he's very good. I am like 0-2 against him in regular tournament play, and then he has never beaten me in a casual game. which is the funny funny thing. But yeah, he'll look at you and he'll be like, calculating, beep, 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 throws down a Chiritu, multiple 2, and I'm like, all right, Shane, I scoop. No. What would they do? Now you're dead, right? He's such a what I think I would describe Shane best as a reclusive wizard, okay? Because he has this mystique, you know?
Mhm.
Like he's just like I don't think he's like full of himself in any way.
No. He always shows up to have a good time,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
you always feel like very acknowledged when you play against him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you sit down and you're like, I'm probably not going to come out of this on top.
Yeah. Well, have you ever been in the room when like a gorgeous celebrity walks in, right? Like
yes,
that's how I feel when Shane walks in. I feel graced by his presence, you know? I'm like, man, this guy was born to play UFS, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just meandering through life, and he's like, oh, this is what I was born to do.
Where is your fur-lined cape?
Oh my God! Why would you need a fur-lined cape when you have pajamas, right? Like he just goes everywhere in pajamas.
Yeah.
What a swell man! I love that guy.
Oh, he's awesome.
So much fun. Okay. All right. Before I get too off topic.
Right.
What are you playing right now?
So I haven't built a deck since Worlds, except for rebuilding the top 16 decks. I've played most of them. The Dark one is by and far my favorite. Shinnok obviously got banned, so we just slapped Dimitri on top of it, and it's not as good. But I tried that one. The deck that I do want to build, and probably will this upcoming week, as I will not be at work for quarantine reasons,
right?
Is Belle. And I was talked into building Belle. I liked Belle out of all the DLC characters when she first came out, and then Clinton Thomas explained to me why I like Belle, which is that she's just the inverse Raptor. She just decides when the enhances are done.
Oh, we're done. We're done here.
Yes. No more of this.
No.
And I love her foundation now that I've been trounced with it so many times.
Yeah, and when I read that foundation the first time, I thought it was way more busted than it actually was.
But it's still very relevant.
It's still insane. But I thought it like unflipped your entire staging here if you had 2 of them at any point. Like I think it removes to unflip 2. I thought it was flip to unflip 2, and I was like, oh
so
no.
You just have 2 of them, and you
and you could just keep flipping everything in your staging area. I was like, this is bonkers. How did this make it through playtest? And I was like, oh, it removes for cost. That's
okay.
Okay. Yeah. And her attack is crazy. Are you playing it off of Earth?
I haven't built it yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't know. Well, in my mind,
I hear I need to play it off of Earth. Is that what I've just heard?
No, I don't know. I've just loved the one thing that nobody plays Earth for ever anymore or at all is the flip thing, like the flip game plan. Like there's so many flip tools, right?
Yeah.
And there's like it feels like such a like inevitable game plan. And there's a lot of characters who can do it well. Like Vicious does it well, Siegfried does it, Byakko does it, Bell does it, of course. Does it. That I think that you could probably make like a toolbox deck with all 5 of these characters in the sideboard, or you put one on top or whatever. And
that'd be super fun.
Yeah, cater to whatever you need for that situation. Like, oh, you're playing into Liu Kang. Or not Liu Kang, sorry. Kung Jin. Put Bell on top, right? You big shotted one time? No, we're not doing that anymore. Or you're playing into like a slow deck. Oh, play Byakko. He makes anything huge. So I think that there could be something fun there. Of course, it probably wouldn't work as well because Byakko needs his 5-diff foundation. Siegfried really wants like Let's Cut Loose or something like that. Mm-hmm. But like it sucks that Earth decks are basically just doing like I have Missile Launcher and Nutcracker and all these Cassandra stuff on Symbol, so I'm just going to do that, and they ignore the flip game plan.
So here's the thing. I can't play Missile Launcher. I don't know what it is. Every time I try to play a Missile Launcher deck, it doesn't do what I want it to do, and then it blows up in my face, and then I check it 2 at a bad time, and I don't know if I'm cursed or if I just don't know how to play it.
I have a theory, because of your preferred way of play is very similar to my preferred way of play. People who play Missile Launcher really, really well are people who poke with it.
Yeah, No.
Yeah, and since you just want to like be like, I'm back here, and then I'm gonna kill you when I want to. When I say yes, it will be yes, right? Like sit down, right? Whereas like missile launcher is like the like Tim Keefe method of just like, well, I held this missile launcher for enough turns that this is the right turn to poke with it, or like, and then we'll see how the turn goes around it.
Yeah.
Like you're probably seeing it like I see missile launcher, which is like, I want to play this with Faye and have 1 billion momentum, and I powerful yeeted you off to the table,
Well, how I'm going to play it, and
Mhm.
I can't seem to play it like this, is I'm going to play it first in a string,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to tap you out, and all your resources are going to be gone, and then I'm going to have 4 more attacks in my hand, and I'm going to kill you with those, but Missile Launcher is not the card I'm going to kill you with.
Right. Okay, that's fair. That's well, and I guess like stun 2 probably isn't enough past turn 2, right?
Yeah.
So like you need to play like 4 of it, and you would need to have it out. You have it on every turn 2, and you need to go first. And they need to build more than they need to build less than 3. So I can see that. I can see that. It's still the nuts card.
Like, I learned to play, like, really play UFS on Metal Man with a transform deck. So yeah, so the strategy was just like poke a little bit, wait, poke a little bit, wait, poke a little bit, wait, and then like once I built out, transform, pick up an attack, throw it at you, bring transform down, pick up transform, throw out an attack, like 12 times in a row until you're dead.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sad
that's
I wasn't
still
around
how I wanna play.
I'm sad I wasn't around for Metal Man. That sounds awesome. I thought that sounds like just Kuwabara shit. I guess he does that. Like Metal Man did that thing, right? Yeah.
That exact thing.
Yeah, you could probably do a similar thing to that with Bell, right? If you just play off of the good or Earth symbol, play like Spirit Short Thrust, UKO Smash. Okay, so this is a good symbol deck now. Okay.
Okay.
Play like UKO Smash. You're of good, so you get the Mitsurugi 2 attack. What's it? Bamboo Blind Slice is good. Because you are Flame Roar, Exploding Flame Roar, right?
Okay.
And since you've got all these flip foundations that you've already flipped with Bell, you get to pick them up with Spirit Sword Thrust. You sold?
Yeah.
Is this cool?
Well, so here's the thing, because we talked about earlier how I go into UFS slumps, and I'm in one right now. So we're just building the deck that's going to bring me out of the slump.
There you
just
go.
Live on stream.
Well, go do it. Go do it.
Watch out, everyone.
I think it could work, man. I think it'd be good.
I think so.
Yeah,
it feels like I can have fun, and really that's the goal.
Okay, so have you seen any of these new DLC things? I know that you said you tested one, which you obviously can't talk about because I know, you had to sign an NDA. But I'm talking about the ones that have been like released. Have you seen any of these new? Okay, so check out Noob. I just want to get your first reaction from it. It's the bottom one.
Oh, this guy.
That guy.
I did not get to see this guy played. He looks like he's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I think Shane did that release video.
Mm-hmm.
I also did one of these, and I'm so hyped to talk about that character when I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think about that character?
I think this character is gonna be what I wanted Remulus to be. Where you just get to do like fun things with your character cards. I saw this guy and my immediate reaction was, no one's going to play this character, but this character will be played in everything.
Yeah. If you play any of those 3 symbols, you probably go in on that character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, Void sounds the most hype to me because you have Fusion of Souls. You get the +1 hand size with that card in your hand.
Void needed the boost.
Yeah. I think like I've been trying to like workshop a Void deck for a long time because it's an underplayed symbol. You want to like figure something out, but it does feel like if you're not playing Downward Spiral, you're not winning, and if you don't draw a Downward Spiral, you're definitely not winning. Yeah.
So I feel like symbols in my 2 years of experience. 3, I don't know. I'm old now. Symbols go in cycles because when I started playing, I remember talking to Keenan and him being like, "Oh, I remember back in the glory days when evil was such a good symbol, and I miss when evil was a good symbol. I just want them to make it good again, and now evil is just oppressive as all hell."
Real good.
And my Metal Man deck was off Void, and I've never touched Void again because it slowly started to go downhill. So now it's time for it to come back around to be really good again. I'm such a, I don't know, a basic bitch. I love the art for the Street Fighter set. You ask me what a single card does, I can't tell you. But if you ask me how I feel about the art, yes.
Yeah, it's cool, dude. Everybody's like chibi and the colors are flashy as hell. I know that some people are like, well, I want my Street Fighter art, but no, man, it looks cool.
It stands out.
Yes, it does. It is eye-catching. I would describe it as eye-catching.
If you play a card from that DLC, and someone like me that I don't know what the fuck cards do, but I looked at it and I'm like, oh, distinctive art. I might know what that does without having to snatch it from your staging area, and then you have to
read cards. Right. And you know, I would vouch for the same sort of like mindset, because Red Horizon cards are very hard for me to remember what they do, because they came up before.
I was handful that are really good and played widely, and the rest are few and far between.
Right, but the art is also very like it's like it's not like eye catchy, right? It's very like undertoned, right? Like it's these are like card game cards, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're here to play UFS in our straight-laced shirt and tie, you know. That's what those cards make me think of, because the art is like very bland. Not, man, I don't want to like put this person who made this, because it's beautiful art. It looks good, but it's like comic book art where it's a lot of dark tone colors, you know. And these new cards tend to be like flashy, you know, like reds and yellows and stuff like that, as opposed to like the browns and grays.
Versus Darkstalker art, it's very bright, it's very fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I remember those cards better. They just stick in my head.
Yeah, I'm with it, man. I'd rather have the 50s comic book art, you know, with all the flashy colors and stuff, than 90s comic book with like Batman that I can't see in a dark alley or something like that.
The entire page is black, and you can see like,
literally just that
face, and then the text box.
Yeah. Give me more of this Street Fighter stuff. It looks great. It does look awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ashley. Well, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
I mean, so many shout outs. Shout outs to Keenan, obviously, because he taught me the game and is my primary playtest partner and made me into the player I am today. Shout outs to the Atlanta crew for, you know, same reasons of made me into the player I am today. Playtest against them. They're all awesome. It's really cool growing up UFS-wise in a community where like everyone that you sit down against is like, well, I have some cardboard somewhere, so you better step up. Always shout outs to Clint Thomas for just being a very sportsman-like person after I knocked him out of Worlds last year.
He's a very sweet guy.
Yes. Very awesome. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, thank you very much for coming on, Ashley.
Yeah. It's super fun.